So I got asked this question about work-life balance, and it's so interesting because I just wrote an article and published a podcast about it. And I then had kind of one of those crazy weeks where I'm like, yeah, not even sure all this recommendation, was so worth it. But I think work-life balance is a misnomer. I think it is hooey because balance is all about, it's a time management, it's a time judgment. Balance is about, it gives the illusion that somehow our work and our life, they're equal, and we're chunking it up into like 8 hours at work and 8 hours in my life and 8 hours for sleep. And I don't know about you, that is not how my life goes. I'm lucky if I'm getting, 5 to 6 hours of sleep. So how do you do the math, right? Like, then how are we juggling the rest of it? And how are we juggling, between work and life? It's all kind of like, if you look at those project plans in the swim lanes, is things are running concurrently. It's not like it's stovepipes and here's my work and then here's my life. It's a juggling act. And and I think that there's a certain point in our life. I say it's over 38, over 40. It's a point in our life where we have responsibilities that they start to stack up, where the calculus starts to get even a little bit more complicated. And so the balance and the juggling becomes even more, the stakes are higher. So that load, that invisible load that we're carrying, it becomes even harder. And the advice that we get as women leaders isn't terribly helpful. Like, somehow it's our problem or our fault or our error that we need to fix, that we have a work-life balance problem. Like, when that I have a character deficit if I'm not able to do it all, when that's not necessarily true, because there are systemic challenges in our organizations that are set up to not help us out. Lots of research that shows that women are carrying an unequal burden of the additional responsibilities at home, right? You're the chauffeur, you're, all the additional kind of like home responsibilities. And if you're over 40, right, like, okay, let's just real talk here. Now you're also carrying, I don't know, let's talk about perimenopause and menopause, right? Like, there is a hormonal brain fog. I don't know, like, your body starts to break down a little bit. Maybe there's some chronic pain going on or other health challenges. And if you have children, all right, they're starting to get into some interesting times. If you've got children that are hitting puberty, and those are interesting. But I'm a Gen Xer. I don't have children, but I do have an aging parent, and so now I'm parenting a parent, and who I swear is regressing to be that teenager. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, how did you roll your eyes at me? I didn't raise children, so this is all new to me. But we're navigating, my sister and I are navigating what that's like, right? To parent a surly parent, and the pressures of that in your day-to-day, because I still have to lead, I still have to navigate, and it is invisible to the people around me. All right, so where is the balance? No, it's a juggling act, right? So when I'm working with my clients, it's really about, hey, take a breath. This is about alignment, not balance. And you are not at fault, right? The system isn't working with you, but let's take the pressure off of you that somehow you have a personal character defect because you're not able to do it all. So do a quick, just breathe. I worked with a client, we'll just call her Lisa, and we just did a 2-week kind of calendar audit. And that's all I asked her to do. She was a healthcare executive. We just did a 2-week calendar review of all the things that she was doing. I didn't ask her to do anything else, but just look at her calendar and kind of color code it, and then let's come back and let's do an audit of it. And I asked her to take a look at three three things. Whose rules was she following? Was she trying to please everybody? And her energy, what was she doing in those 2 weeks that, as we kind of took a look at her calendar, what was she doing in those 2 weeks that gave her energy, and what sucked the ever life out of her? Was she in a value alignment? Was the work that she was doing, was it like aligned with her personal values? And was she having impact? And as we did that, I challenged a couple of her assumptions, and she was able to kind of, what she realized, that only really, like, she realized that she really loved what she's doing. She's having big impact. She doesn't want to quit her job. She don't want to burn it all down. She loves what she's doing. There was a lot on her calendar that is just a soul suck, draining her. When you get to a certain level, like, there's a lot of stuff that you got to do that you don't necessarily want to do. But there's also a lot of things that give us an opportunity where we can bring the people who are underneath us up and give them opportunities to learn how to be leaders, and we can learn to delegate. There's also a lot of stuff that ends up on our calendar that we get invited to because people think that we should invite the leader, that you can say no to, and we don't want to disappoint, but you explain, and this can be an email, and how do you do it gracefully? She was able, as we did this calendar audit, she was able to elevate a team member to take on a task force and to give her a stretch opportunity. And she was able to get rid of a lot of things that were sucking away her time. And so she could get out of her schedule, get out of the office at a reasonable hour to get to her son's soccer games, because that was a priority. She earned back 8 hours a week on her calendar. It was one small shift. She didn't have to quit her job. She didn't have to burn it all down. It isn't about time management per se. It is about alignment. So my recommendation to you is take a breath. Give yourself permission that you are not at fault. You don't have to feel like, why can't I handle it all? Well, because we are literally not Wonder Woman, and that is an unfair burden to put on yourself. So I would encourage you to take a look at the article, or listen to the podcast, and go sign up, download the Career Clarity Toolkit. It is free. It is jam-packed full of micro learnings and free tools and resources to help you level set. You can get it on your mobile, so it's like having a coach in your pocket on the go. And I look forward to seeing you in the Unapologetic Edge app.